Hello everyone, in this video we will be seeing the basics of Flexim. We have seen this PPT in the last class. I will show the application of Flexim in this. So this was the video which we have seen in the last class. So in this video you can see the application of Flexim software in healthcare department and in warehouse or manufacturing department and in aerospace also. So from this video itself you can understand how complicated designs can be made by using Flexim and how good is this software and how much is there to explore on this software. So you must have downloaded this software. So this is how the software will look when you open the application. This is inside a PPT only. So I will show this by opening the software. And earlier I was using a software which was not licensed. That is why this in the lower left side you can see model limit is equal to 0 to 30. But right now I have activated my software, so there won't be anything like this at the bottom left side in my software. Next we will see the basics of the software. While starting a new model, you will be seeing a person like this, animated motion of this person moving, asking you whether to change the time units, whether to change the length units, whether to change the fluid units or not. So basically what you have to understand from this thing is these are the default options. Time will be in seconds. If you want to change that into minute, it is good. But remember, always default it will be in seconds. Length will be default in meters, and fluid units we are not using any fluid units, so there is no issue. And model start time and model start date will be given. You can see all those things while starting a new model. The thing is, while giving a distribution, maybe the normal distribution is given in minute, maybe in seconds. So if it is given in minute, then you have to remember that the default unit is in seconds. So you have to convert that minute to seconds. And this is the main thing. Library will be the in this library you can see all the objects which we are going to use in this model building. So our entire software depends on, we can say in a way that our entire software depends on this library, because mainly we will be concerned with this fixed resource and task executors. What is fixed resource, what is task executors, we will see. So you have to remember that our entire software work, we will be doing mostly 2 questions and 1 Flexim healthcare model. So that will be surrounded with this fixed resource and task executors, and we are not using all the functions from fixed resource and task executors. But remember that you are having a software which is licensed, so try to explore more into this. You can learn more about the other library objects from YouTube and all. It is not a big deal, everyone can learn if you have the will, right? So what is library? Library is a class of objects to be used in this building model. This contains objects which send or receive the flow item, and task executors can be used for giving some particular functions inside the model. I have said flow items, right? So flow item is basically, if we are taking the example of a manufacturing unit, the manufactured product can be a flow item. And if you are taking an example of healthcare, then patient will be the flow item. So these are the fixed resource and these are the task executors. So mainly we are concerned with transporter and operator from task executors. And in fixed resource, mainly we will be using source, processor, queue, sink. All these things we will be using. In our exercise, we might not be using conveyor. We won't be using combiner, separator, multiprocessor, basic FR. We won't be using anything. But all these things you can easily learn. Most of the people will be knowing the use of combiner, what is the use of separator. See if products come in different, if different products are coming, and each processor needs this particular product, then separator will help in separating the product from the source, and it will be sending that particular products to the processor. Like that, all these things are functions. So we are concerned with operator and transporter. For example, operator can be used for lifting flow item from one object to another object, or an operator can be used for operating a machine. Similarly, transporter can be used to for carrying one object from one object, carrying flow item from one object to another object. Mainly, the objects which are heavy will be used by transporter. All depends on the what type of, all these things depends on what type of problem we are having, right? Now we will move on to object connection. Before that, we will see what are these: source, processor, sink, everything. Clear? So what is source? Mainly, the most of the model will start with a source. Source is used to introduce the flow item. As I have said, we have seen two kinds of flow item: one for healthcare, one for general, Flexim general, right? So source is used to introduce the flow item into the model. The arrival rate of the flow item will be based on the inter-arrival time, arrival schedule or sequence. All these things you will see once you see the properties of this thing. Okay. Next, we will see the sink. So most of our product will exit our model through sink. So you must understand that sink is the last place where we can get the information of the product which we are passing through the model. And remember this on entry trigger, all these things, trigger whatever, trigger, all these things we will see later on in the model. Okay. So sink is basically, for example, if in a manufacturing department there will be different section. So if one section is painting and if another section is machining, so after machining the thing will come for painting. Okay. So after the sink of machining department, it will come to the source of painting department, or else if the final product is there from sink, it will be shipped to the different places. Clear? Now we will see what is queue. Queue is basically kind of buffer only. If the product is coming from source and if directly we are giving to the processor, what is happening is processor will be having some processing time. So and it will be processing this flow item with some, since it is processing the flow item with some time. So most of the products which is coming in the source will get blocked inside the source. That's why we are giving a queue or buffer, so that it is having some maximum capacity. So whatever flow items comes in the source will be stored in this queue, and then it will be passed through the processor. So processor can be basically anything. It will be depend on the problem we are solving. Maybe if we are working on a machine shop, it can be a drilling machine, lathe machine, anything. If you are working on a painting section, then it can be a painting machine, testing machine, baking machine, any machine it can be. It will be given in the questions, and we will be using them according to the problem only. Okay. Now we will see the Flexim software. For that we have to open the Flexim software. So when you download the software, it will open like this. Okay. Application will start like this, and here you can see, since this is a activated software, you can see Flexim Healthcare for education, not for commercial purpose. Here is the icon for licensing the software. Here you can give the activation ID and you have to press activate, then it will be activated. So this interface will be basically for both Flexim Healthcare and for Flexim General. So if you are continuing with this model, then it will, if I am continuing for a new model, then it will continue with a Flexim Healthcare software. So I will be exiting this healthcare environment to Flexim General environment. So this is the icon where I can exit this Flexim healthcare software to Flexim General software. Now we are in Flexim General software. So on the left hand side you can see the library. On the right hand side you can see the properties of whichever object we are taking from the library, that will be given here. Right now nothing is given because we haven't selected anything. And at the top we can see another tools which we will see in the when we do this model. Okay. Okay, right now we will see the fixed resources what we have seen in that PPT. So we have seen source, we have seen queue, we have seen processor, we have seen sink. Assume this as a manufacturing department. Okay, so our product is coming from source. Okay, all of you must remember this. If you are taking a object and if you are placing it here, our cursor will be like this only. That means you can place more items. But in order to change this processor back to normal, either you have to click escape or you have to click the right button. Okay. Now we will remove all these things. Okay. Now you assume we are in a manufacturing department section, for example a painting section. So the manufactured parts are coming from the source, and it is moving to the queue, and we are having a painting machine here, and from that it is moving to the other department, or it will be finally shipped to whichever place is required, okay, whichever place it is needed, okay. So this is our small model. So I want to run this model. We'll go to the properties later. Assume I want to run this model. So I'm clicking on run simulation model. So it will run, but nothing will happen in this because we haven't connected these objects. So remember, I am saying objects. All these things in the library are called objects, right? So source is an object, queue is an object, processor is an object, sync is an object. So all these object has to be connected, then only it can work. So how to connect object, how to connect task executors, these are also object. How to connect these things we will see in the next section. So we will move to the PPT. So for connecting all these things we will be using port connection modes are there. We will be seeing object connections. So object connections can be mainly done by using these 6 tools for connecting and disconnecting objects. And I will show you, I will show where these tools are in the software. So you can see here, connect objects, connect center ports, extended connect, disconnect objects, disconnect center ports, extended disconnect. And here you can see A, S, D. All these are the shortcuts. If you are pressing A, just A in the keyboard, then connect object thing will come. And if you are pressing just S, it will come. And if you are pressing just D, it will come. Like that, shortcuts are also there. So where you will be using connect objects, where you will be using connect center ports, all these things we will see right now. And basically you must remember that extended connect is not for fixed resource and task executors. These are used for travel network nodes, okay. So it is rarely used by us. I also don't know much about this extended connect. We'll be using basically with connect objects and connection of center ports only. And with this you will be having doubts what is port. We will see that. See what is basically port is, see we have seen here 4 objects, right? So all these 4 objects will be having input port. For example, if I am taking Q, so its input port is, it will be taking object from source, right? It will be having a output port. So its output port is, it will be giving product to the processor. That means the input side of processor will be having Q, and the output side of processor will be having sync, and the input of sync will be processor. Like that, it will be having input and output port. Similarly, it will be having a central port. So what is the purpose of central port is, central port is mainly for connecting the operators, like task executors. We can connect operator, transporter, robot, all these things will be connected in central ports, because central port is kind of reference. See, if I have to, if I'm placing an operator here, you'll be getting different models of operator, male, female, everything you can customize based on your requirement and your interest. So if I'm placing a male operator here, so I have to connect him to the queue, and I have to connect him to the processor. Then I'll be using the central ports. So now we will see how these connections are made. So if you are not using the shortcuts, then you will be getting the icon for connecting the objects from here and disconnecting the objects from here. So basically, if I want to connect source to the queue, then I'll be using a connection, and I'll be pressing escape to remove that icon. Now if I want to connect again, then I will press A. Then from the output port of Q, I will connect to the input port of processor. Then I'll again press A. I'll connect the output port of processor to the input port of sync. Now I have made the connections for the objects. Now this operator is here, so we have to connect this operator. So I have said earlier that operator is connected by using center to center port connection. So basically this operator will be called by this Q. So I'll be taking, so for connecting operator we have to click S button. So S I'll be clicking in the keyboard, so this will appear here, and I'll select from Q to operator. So now this operator and Q is center port connected. Now I'll take processor to operator. Now this processor and Q is connected to operator. That means this operator will work for both Q and processor, right? We will see what it is. Okay. Now before running this, we will see what are the properties of these things. What is source, what is Q, all these things, properties we will see. So if I am clicking on source, it will show on the right end the properties of all these things. So we are right now, since we haven't run the model in the statics, there won't be any throughput, input, output, nothing will be there. So we'll minimize that. In visuals, you can change the color. If you want the source in different color, then I can change the color here to red, like that. You can change. I'll click again. Now this labeling is important, we'll come to that later. See, source. So source is from where this source is getting the product, that is the source denotes. So we have to give here basically the inter-arrival time. So default, some inter-arrival time will be there, that is exponential, it will be there. That's why while running this model, it will automatically run, because by default some values are given inside this. Okay. Now we will see the output of this source. So the source will be giving output to the queue, right? So whatever things comes to the source first available, all these things will given to the queue. So you have to remember, instead of first available, you can give conditions, like by percentage you can give, by some conditions you can give, like that. You can define how the product has to reach the queue. Or else you are having two different items, and you have to combine those two different items. See, one item is coming from so if assume this is a assembling department. Okay, so this is an assembly machine, and if one item is coming from a machining department, if another item is coming from some other department, so that means two source will be there, right? So I can give two source, and I can connect this source to the by using object connection. I can connect this source also to this queue, right? Okay. Now we will see. We were seeing the properties of queue, right? Now we will see the ports. You can see there is no input to this source. Products are coming to the source from some other department. So we are imagining, we are not giving any input to the source. It is we are assuming like it is coming there, and the output port, you can see output port will be the queue, and there is no center port for this source, right? Now we will see the properties of queue. So queue also same, statics there is nothing, because we haven't started the model. In visuals you can change, so now it is gray color, you can change the color of this, and you can change the orientation also. If you are giving some value here, it will change, it will rotate also. Based on the requirement, you can do all these things. You can see here maximum content for queue is 1000 department, and in output side you can see send to the send whatever comes here first to the processor. And here there is one thing, it is asking whether you have to use the transport or not. So since one operator is there, you have to click here. So this, what is the center object, we will see. So it will take this operator into accumulation. That means when you click on use transport, this operator will function with queue. Now we will see the input port of the queue. So this input strategies are there, pull strategy, all these things we will see while seeing the problem. Now we will see ports. So the center ports, you can see one operator is there. That's why in output current center object 1 means operator, one operator, that one denotes here. Okay, don't get confused. Operator 2, the operator 2 is here. No, why there is no 2 here? This one means it is from here. Okay, now we can see the output port of queue is processor, and input port of queue is source 1 and source 2, right? Two sources are here. Okay, trigger we will see in the program. Okay, similar will be the action for processor and sync. Since we are using transport task executors for processor, we have to click on the use transport in processor also. Now we will try to run this model. Always remember, in this, while connecting the ports, you can see red red color marking here, and this will change to green, as you can see in the PPT. See here, you can see green color. So green color basically denotes that particular object is free now. That means the flow item can pass. Right now, since it is a we haven't run the simulation, it will be in red while connecting. When you run the model, you'll see it will be changing to green. Now we'll see how it will be changing. You must remember that while after connecting all these objects, if you are running this model, it will definitely run, because all these objects will be having a default value associated with it. That's why it will run without an error. Okay, now we'll see. And this is how the model will look. From both the sources, flow item will come here, and this operator will help in taking the flow item from queue to the processor, and the final product of processor will be taken by this operator to the sink. So imagine this is an earlier we started with the painting section. Now imagine this assembly section. So two items are coming, and it will be coming to the queue. So this assembly machining will be assembling both the items, and it will be taken to the shipping area, right? So this is the basic model of this This is a kind of basic modeling Flexim software. Now we will see how to disconnect the object. I'll stop the model. I'll reset this model. See, I don't want this source 2. Now we'll go with the painting section. Okay, this is a painting machine, so I am excluding this source 2. So in order for disconnecting this source and queue, that is both the object, if you want to disconnect, then what we will be clicking. So A was used for connecting, so the key just above A, that is Q, that we will use for disconnecting. So you click Q and click on source and click on Q, both will be gone. And if I want to disconnect the operator from processor, I don't want operator in processor, so I will be clicking on for connecting operator we use the key S. So just above S we will be having W, so I am disconnecting processor and operator. Now it will be gone. But remember, if you are not using operator for processor, but the thing which you have to remember is if I am running this model, it will be error, because I have given, yes, it will be showing error because I have given processor to use transport and there is no connection in this, right? Now we will again run this model. So what the operator will be doing is, operator will be taking the object from queue and will be giving to the processor. So this is how you will be doing a basic model in Flexim. Now we will see one question and we will see how to do that question. So in order to do that, we will make a new model. So I'll click on new model. They will be asking whether we have to create we have to save this or not. We are not saving this. So this is the thing which I have shown you at the beginning in the PPT. So whenever you click for a new model, it will show like this. The basic units will be shown here. Time will be in seconds, length will be in meters. So you just need to remember that all the things which you are giving must be in seconds, and if you are giving any length units, it has to be in meter. Okay, it will be going to healthcare software. So this is Flexim healthcare software. What you have to do is you have to exit from healthcare software. It will move into the general software. Problem. We have seen this port connection modes. These were the shortcuts for using the connection keys. Now we will see a problem. So in this problem, it is said a section of company paints the assembled components, right? So company is painting the assembled components. So the components arrives after every 1 minute. Remember, there will be a source will be there, and into that source components arrive after every 1 minute. There is one painting machine. There is only one painting machine in this model, right? If it was given more than one machine, then we would have used that, but it is said only one machine is there. The time to paint a component is given in normal distribution, normal 20,1. You have to remember this, it is in minutes, so we have to convert this into seconds. The painting machine also requires some setup duration. Okay, we will see what is setup duration. All these things will be in the properties of this painting machine. Okay, Setup duration is there 5 minutes. After painting the component is taken for testing. That means again one more machine is there. That is painting machine is there, testing machine is there, right? The time to test a single unit is 1 minute. That means processing time for testing machine is given normally. For whatever materials come, it will be 1 minute. But the processing time for painting machine was given in terms of distribution 20,1. But for testing machine, it is given simply 1 minute. It was observed that 90% of the parts are shipped and 10% of the parts are scrapped. See, after the testing of this machine, it is understood that 90% of the product are good and 10% are bad. So what the company is doing with the 10% is they are not reworking it, they are just scrapping it, right? So we have to do is we have to build the model, and we have to make a report of the parts shipped and number of parts scrapped. So we have to identify how the model has, or how we have to place the objects. So in this you can see a source will be there, queue will be there. We'll be having two machines, one for painting and one for testing. Since it is mentioned in the question, there is only one painting machine and there is only one testing machine, right? And in nowhere there is mentioned anything related to operator. And it will be, after testing, it will be moving to the sink. So in this sink we are having two sessions. One is for shipping and one is for scrap. So there will be two sink in this questions. Okay, now we will see how to model this question in Flexim. So it is said we have a source, we have a queue, we have a processor, that is painting machine, again we have a processor, that is testing machine, then we have shipping and scrapping, right? Now we will give escape or right click. Okay, now we will change the name of these things. As I said, if I click any object on the right hand side, it will show the properties. So instead of source, I'll give part arrival. Now instead of queue, I'll give buffer. Instead of processor 1, I'll give painting machine. We'll change the color of this machine also. And instead of processor 2, we'll give testing machine. And instead of sink 1, we'll give shipping. Instead of sink 2, we'll give scrapping. So this was the basic model, right? So all these things, there is no task executors in this, right? So how to connect these objects is we will be using connect object, that is the A button in keyboard. So we'll click A button and we'll connect part arrival, that is source to the queue, and from the output port of source we will connect to the input port of painting machine. From the output port of painting machine, we'll connect to the input port of testing machine. And here, from the output port of testing machine, we are having two connections, right? Always remember we can use n number of connections. If there is more than two sink, we can connect all these things from this testing machine. If there is more than one machine, remember if I am using more painting machines here. See, I can connect all these by using A. If this connect object, I'll click here, I'll click here, I'll connect all this machine, and I have to connect all the output of this machine to the testing machine also. But right now, based on the question, we are deleting this. Okay. From this testing machine, I have to connect to shipping and scrapping. That is, the output of testing machine will be given to shipping and scrapping. So this is the model. So we'll try see whether this model will run. Okay, so the model is running. We'll see. Okay, part is coming to the buffer, and it is going to the painting machine. Then from test after that, it is going to the testing machine. then it is going to shipping, scrapping, we don't know much. Let's see. We will stop this model and we have to see the statics, right? So we will click anywhere in this model and we will minimize all these things. Okay, we'll click on view style, and there is something name style in this. This is the general property. We are not taking any object property, general property we are taking. So instead of show names, we'll select show names and stats. Okay, so in this what is happening is this entire thing is going to shipping, nothing is going to scrapping. Okay, but the question is not like this, and we have to change everything based on the question. So what was our question? It arrives after every 1 minute, so we have to click on source, right? So inter-arrival time is given after every 1 minute. Every 1 minute means it is not in statistical distribution, right? So we will give 1 minute means 60 seconds, right? So we'll give 60. So we have defined the inter-arrival time of the product, and we don't have to give anything in this buffer session. We are giving maximum capacity 1000. Whatever coming first is given to the painting machine. Now we have to deal with the painting machine, right? So what is mentioned with painting machine? Painting machine is given one painting machine. Time to paint a compound is normal distribution 21. Painting machine also requires a setup time of 5 minutes, right? So painting machine will take, we will minimize visuals, we will minimize labels. Okay, in this processor part there is setup time, right? So setup time is 5 minutes. For 5 into 60 is 300 seconds, right? So we are giving 300 seconds. And process time, we have to give statistical distribution. So inside that we'll click on this extra option. So statistical distribution is there. We'll see what all distribution we are having. We have log normal. We are having normal distribution. Yes, normal distribution is here. So it is given mean and standard deviation. So what is our requirement is 20,1. So click again, 20,1, right? So instead of 10 we will give 20 by 16, that much seconds, that is 1200. And instead of 1 we will give 60 seconds. That is mean and standard deviation we have given. And with that our painting machine thing is over. Now we will see what is the condition given with the testing machine. So testing machine, in testing machine we haven't mentioned anything about, they haven't mentioned anything about setup time. Only processing time is 1 minute, and it is observed that 90% of the parts are shipped and 10% of the parts are scrapped, right? So we'll come again to the main model. We'll move with the testing machine. So setup time is 0, processing time is 1 minute, that is 60 seconds. And one thing is mentioned about testing machine is that output of testing machine is given to both shipping and scrapping, and 90% is for shipping and 10% is for scrapping, right? So we will see the output of this testing machine. So inside output will give, so we will see which port is assigned to shipping and which port is assigned to scrapping. Okay, so we will go to the port and we will see the output ports. So from this, port number 1, output port number 1 is for shipping and output port number 2 is for scrapping. So it is mentioned clearly that 90% for shipping and 10% for scrapping. So 90% will move to port number 1 and 10% will move to port number 2. Remember this, from testing machine, output is going to shipping and scrapping. 90% for port number 1, that is shipping, 10% for port number 2, that is scrapping. So all the details about ports are inside this ports, where you can see what is the input port for the testing machine, what are the central ports for testing machine, what are the output ports for testing machine. So output port has 2 because shipping and scrapping both 2 things are here. it is there. And so the output for the testing machine, we have to define something else. So we will see all of the option. So we have to divide this by percentage. We have to divide this by percentage, right? So in order to divide by percentage, in this random option you can see by percentage. So we are selecting that. So we'll add one more because we have 2%, right? And remember, there was a port number for each shipping and scrapping. Shipping was port number 1 and scrapping was port number 2. So 10% was going for scrapping and 90% was going for shipping. We'll give like this. Okay, we will be using a random string. We don't define anything here. Okay, selected. Okay, so now we have defined everything. We will reset this model. We will run this model. Reset this model, run this model. Okay, so parts are coming here. So some setting time was there, that's why that product was staying in the middle for some time. Now it is processing. So in that processing machine, we have seen it will be processing maximum one content at a time. There was no setup time for testing machine, that's why it was, the processing time was going on. So that product was shipped. Now we will see in okay, one item came to scrapping, right? So from this we can see so many things. Part arrived in source is 150, it is increasing, and output parts are 6. Why this is happening is because you can see this there is a bottleneck in this. I have stopped the simulation. There is a bottleneck in this area because we are using only one painting machine, and that too the painting machine is taking too much time. So all the parts which are coming is getting stacked inside this queue. So everything is getting blocked here, right? So in order to avoid the bottleneck in this case, the only chance is we can increase the number of painting machine. If you see here, the idle time for this painting machine is 0.5%, and you can see testing machine is 96.2%. Most of the time it is idle because it is taking too much time for painting machine, because it is having setup time and both setup time and processing time. So now we will see, we will make a throughput graph for this. Okay, so that we want to analyze what all product went to shipping and what all things went for scrapping. That means it is the output of this testing machine. So we will see the throughput of this testing machine. How to analyze the throughput of testing machine? We will select testing machine. We will click the statics. We will see the throughput here. We will click here, pin through to a dashboard. Pin to a new dashboard. We'll give throughput. So the graph will come here. So it will give a throughput. So what they are showing here is how much object came to the testing machine. So input is 9 and all the 9 inputs are given to the output. So output here is 2. Either it can be shipping, either it can be scrapping. To get an output based on the amount of product scrapped and amount of product shipped. So in order to get that, we need to activate a trigger at the exit point of this testing machine. So what is trigger? Trigger is basically a logic for making something. For example, if I am taking testing machine, you will understand what trigger is from this only. Okay, so I will minimize ports, I will minimize processor, I will minimize output. So we'll see trigger. So in trigger you can see all these things can be done. you can activate a trigger on the entry to the testing machine, or you can activate the trigger on the exit of the testing machine, or you can activate a trigger when the setup finishes. You can activate a trigger when the processing finishes. Like that, you can either save the information of these things, or you can either use the information from made from this trigger for a different logic. For example, we are doing something, means something is happening at the exit of this testing machine, right? It is being given to the shipping and scrapping by certain amount of percentage. So we'll click, we need to get something from the exit of this testing machine, some information. So we are giving a trigger at the exit of this test. We need some data. What we are planning to do is we will label the output of this testing machine based on their ports. Okay, so we have two port as the output for testing machine, right? One port is for shipping, that is port 1, right? And second port, that is port 2, is for scrapping. So we will set a label for the output product. Set label. So object is our item, label will be type, and instead of value we will give port. So that particular port number will be assigned to the output product. So now type 1 will be shipped product and type 2 will be scrap product. We will see that. Okay, so we have assigned the trigger to this. Now we will again reset this. Now we can see 0 input and 0 output. We will run this model. Okay, we will stop this model, and inside this dashboard we will add output by type. We need a table, so we are getting the table here. We will select here. So what output we need by type, means which processor or which objects output we need by type, that we have to click here. So we'll click here for something. So this is something, you can select which processor you need. So I'm taking testing machine. So here all things are there. Our label was type, value type was number. So throughput display we are taking. So we are clicking on OK, and we'll reset again, and we will run this model. See, you can see here type 1, type 2, all these details will be given by type. So this was basically our first model, and in this model, if you see, if I stop this model, as I have said earlier, see, if I see, now the current content inside the buffer is 705. This is happening because there is only one painting machine in this machining this shop floor, and that too is taking too much time. That's why all the flow item which is coming inside this particular section of manufacturing unit gets blocked here, and this bottleneck can be removed by adding more painting machine into this department, right? So this is one simple model which can be done with the help of Flexing software.